Pokemon Legends Arceus has been the highlight of Pokemon games for Pokemon fans all around the world for the last 2 months. The game, just recently being released over a month ago, or just about a month ago, has proven to bring some new experiences, some new adventures, and some exciting new mechanics to its gameplay. Being a seasoned Pokemon player fan, I thought that Pokemon Legends Arceus was kind of easy on my first run, where I did a regular playthrough. So I decided, why not make it God mode with the God Pokemon himself, Bidoof. Welcome to our Bidoof Hardcore Nuzlocke. This is part 1 in a series of about 5 or 6 episodes, and I am still streaming it ongoing on the channel. So if you want to click in to us on our Bidoof run live, be sure to check us out every day at 11 a.m. So our day starts off just like any other, selecting our language. After waking up oddly on a beach with 3 Pokemon looking at me very curiously, I knew this journey was about to go great. After meeting my partner Akari and having the usual meal that ends off the day or started our journey in this case, it was time to choose our starter Pokemon. This option really didn't matter because I knew Bidoof, the god himself of all Pokemon, was going to be my final choice, so I just went with Oshawott. As we headed to Obsidian Fieldlands to do our tutorials, it was time to catch our first Bidoof. After one throw, because I'm a Pokemon master, the chat and I decided to go with god names and name our first Bidoof Hercules. Obviously, we had to go through the usual tutorial of catching Shinx and Astali, but we knew that these Pokemon were going to be yeeted pretty soon. After receiving our official Explorer Galaxy team gear, we decided to visit Kamado for a beating. After regaining our senses and getting our missions to catch more Pokemon and explore the great Obsidian Fieldlands, it was time to catch more Bidoof. Before we added more Bidoofs to our party, however, it was time to make sure our rules for this Nuzlocke was set. First of all, we were charged with only catching Bidoofs, which meant that we had to release the Pokemon previously caught in our tutorial. Some of the other rules for this hardcore Nuzlocke were: we weren't able to evolve any of the Bidoofs to Barbarrel. We weren't allowed to catch any other Pokemon besides Bidoof unless needed for a main quest. We had to name every Bidoof caught, and any shiny Pokemon we come up against could only be caught if a viewer in the stream at that time wanted it, which meant it was to be traded away immediately. Eventually, we did add some more rules that helped with gameplay, but you'll see that in a further episode. Luckily, to make things easier on ourselves, we were granted to have an unlimited amount of Bidoofs, knowing that it would be hard to keep them alive. So, we went on to fill our party. The second Bidoof caught, we named him Poseidon, so that we would remember that his moves were to be water moves when he was allowed the opportunity to learn new moves. Our third partner added to the team was named after the god of thunder. Just in case we learned some thunder moves on him, we would know that he would be the one that would have access to them. We named him Zeus. Our fourth partner that we would take this journey on with was named Kratos, after the god of war. And the idea was basically to have fighting moves on this guy. After a few more tutorials with Akari, it was time to complete our team with 6 Bidoofs in total. Our next partner would be named Hades, after the fire god. Just in case we had access to some fire moves, this would be the Bidoof that would control those battles. After which we thought it necessary to catch a Bidoof that we may be able to use flying types moves on, named Hermes. After completing our party of gods, this is where it got a bit tricky. as we found out from Captain Celine that we needed to get enough research points to get 1 star in order to move forward in our gameplay. This made it very difficult for us, being that we could only catch Bidoofs. It meant that we could only complete the Pokédex entries for Bidoof, and luckily, the 2 Pokemon we were able to catch during the tutorial. On our journey to getting 1 star, we came across this Drifloon that decided to make things a bit exciting. This was our first battle against a real challenger, and we came out not on top, as Hercules decided to use a strong style super effective move. Drifloon surprisingly survived and took out our first ever Bidoof God partner Pokemon. Obviously, I was in pain, struggling, ready to give up on this Nuzlocke because our first God Bidoof had been taken out by a Drifloon. After coming to terms with the lost and a quick ceremony for his passing, it was time to release our deceased brother in arms. He was quickly replaced by another Bidoof that would soon be called Hercules 2. After 1 heartbreak and a half an hour, it was time to head back to Captain Celine to receive our first star in our Bidoof hardcore Nuzlocke, and it felt great. As we continued on in the story, it was time to have a friendly battle against Akari that didn't turn out too friendly. Our partner Pokemon, being Pikachu at the time, led us to believe that we should go with Zeus, the god of thunder, to balance off things a bit. However, we weren't ready for the smoke that Akari had coming for us. As I distractedly looked down to fill my face with some food, I looked up in awe to recognize that Zeus had just been taken out by Akari's Pikachu. Regretting my decision to have lunch at this time, I had to release Zeus and replace him with another god. The chat then decided that we should change up the names a bit. So, for our new set of Pokemon, we decided to go with food names. And the first Bidoof of the set would be named Fried Rice, suggested by Catmoose. At this point, I verbally stated that we would do our best to play to a professional level that would allow us to not have any more Pokemon die. Let's try not to have another Pokemon die, guys. I'll try my hardest to not have another Pokemon die. In Obsidian Fieldlands, we decided to do some testing across the river to see if we can cross without using the bridge. We learned pretty quickly that it was impossible. And I missed. Come on, go to the edge quick, go to the edge quick, go to the edge quick, go to the edge quick! You're on land, bro! You're on land! What is your problem? This also garnered a new rule that would be added to this hardcore Nuzlocke, which was, if I were to die with my playable character, that I would have to release every item stored in my box. After hesitantly crossing the bridge, we met Mai and her cute little Munchlax. At least it seemed cute at the time. Then quickly realized that we had walked into a trap because we were locked into a battle that we could not run away from against a level 10 Pokemon, which was 2 levels higher than my strongest Bidoof. However, we kept moving forward and decided we would take this battle on with a bit of strategy. The idea was to keep switching in to different Bidoofs that could take some of the damage while putting out damage to reduce Munchlax's health at the same time. And the strategy worked. We successfully defeated Mai's Munchlax without losing a single Bidoof. After we found out that our next mission would be to find and fight our first alpha Pokemon, we decided to level up our Bidoofs a bit, just so that we won't be too underleveled for the battle. Spending about 20 minutes getting to around level 11, we decided that we should be able to take on this first alpha. So, we went on to Mai to continue our story. However, little did I know that I wasn't ready for this fight. I quickly realized, as well as my chat, that this battle was not going to turn out well. We started off with Hermes, the messenger god, against our Cricketune, and we quickly saw that this level 12 alpha was about to destroy our entire team. Look at that face. Look at that face. At this moment, we had to devise a strategy. My chat and I sat thinking about what we should do in order to complete this battle, losing as least Pokemon as possible. We were met with the option of switching Hermes out, with the other Pokemon switching in, potentially getting one-shotted to death, being that Hermes was the highest level Pokemon that we had, or doing an attack with Hermes to lower Kricketoo's health, and the next Pokemon being brought out would also be able to attack once before taking that fatal blow. That's correct. We went with option 1. We decided Hermes would take one for the team, as we used our super effective rollout against Kricketoo in strong style, knowing that he was about to die. The damage done to Kricketoo showed us that we would probably lose one more Pokemon within this battle. Now, it was time to figure out who we would sacrifice next. And this choice wasn't easy, but we did send out Hades. Continuing along the same pattern, we did another super effective strong style move and quickly realized that we probably wouldn't lose any more of our mons. This victory meant a lot to the chat and I, as we managed to escape Kricketoo with 5 Pokemon still alive. After our Kricketoo defeat, we said goodbye to Hermes and replaced him with Coke. Not the drug, guys, the drink. After a glass of water, we then met the majestic Weirday that would soon become our first rideable Pokemon. We then headed back to Jubilee Village, where we ended the day as usual, having some potato mochi. The next day, we met the leaders of the Diamond and Pearl clan, Irida and Adamant. We then headed to Captain Kamado to receive our first noble Pokemon mission, to defeat Cleaver. We also met Volo and took a quick break to review the resemblance between him and his descendant, Cynthia. It's uncanny. I kid you not. We then met up with Mai and Adamant, who gave us our first rideable Pokemon, Weirday. Just like with any new car, we took him out for a spin in the balloon race and actually scored 29 out of 30. Before taking on Cleaver, we had to fight Irida. And I forgot that this was a fight that I could not escape as well. And I quickly recognized that my Pokemon were very underleveled. Irida, having a level 17 Glaceon, quickly made work of my Kratos and my Poseidon. At this point, I had a vengeful spirit, and Irida had to die at all cost, sending out Hercules 2 to reclaim his father's victory, or his predecessor's victory. We defeated Irida and moved on to Cleaver without Kratos and Poseidon. They were replaced by chicken and suggested by the chat ramen, a personal favorite dish of mine. As our first episode was dwindling down to an end, it was time to fight the noble Pokemon Cleaver. Being seasoned in this battle and doing a tutorial of it on the channel before, you can check that out here, but I decided not to risk losing any more Bidoofs against this Cleaver because I didn't know what level he would be at. So I decided to take him on for myself in one-on-one combat between me, my Forest Bombs, and him. Not to my surprise, the battle was pretty easy, as Cleaver is one of the more easier nobles to read. After a couple Forest Bombs and a prayer, Cleaver had been defeated. And we also gained levels for our Bidoof in our party. After a tough 3 hours, we added our Cleaver badge to show off to the world that we defeated our first noble Pokemon with only Bidofs on our team, and we ended the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of our Bidoof hardcore godluck Nuzlocke. I hope to see you guys on the live stream as we continue to stream our Nuzlocke. Stay tuned for part 2 coming soon. It's your boy Firefox. Until next time, peace out.